guys, what's up? Welcome to a stretch session down at Sunset. I hope you enjoy this. We're here to work on that flexibility. We're down on the mat, as you can see. We are going to be using the magic circle, or also known as the Pilates ring. So you can easily substitute with a resistance band, a bathrobe tie, a longer towel. Start with that circle or whatever you might be using as a prop. Bring it behind your back. You want to have your thumbs through the center of it. And if you're holding onto resistance band, you're just pulling it apart. Stand comfortably with your feet underneath your hips and reach your arms behind your back, and then release all the way down, hands to butt. And then you're going to release your arms all the way back, and then hands all the way down. So I know that through this, I've kind of positioned the camera so you're going to see the beauty of the background and less me with the movements, but hopefully with the silhouette and just the instructions I give you, it's all you're going to need, and you can just enjoy the sound of the waves in the background as we move. All right? Reaching back, expanding that chest. Make sure that as you reach back, the shoulders are relaxing away from the ears and not lifting up. We'll go one more time like that. Reach back and pull all the way down. Bring that circle back in front of you. We're going to hold on to it with the right hand, bring it behind our heads, and then grab the bottom of it with the left hand. So we're gonna do a little pulley here. So my left hand is gonna pull down, and then my right hand pulls up. And as that happens, allow the other arm to kind of trail with you. So I'll stand like this so you can see it, down and up, just creating like a little pulley type motion, down and up. And we'll go 3 more here, 2, 1, and then you can switch, grab a hold of the top with the left hand and then the right hand on the bottom. And I'm saying that's funny because I'm like, where did it go? And same thing, down and up. And it's totally okay if your ribs are splayed and you're in a little bit of a back bend to do this. It's quite a reach behind your arms. So don't worry about that. We're here for stretch and openness. So we're going to be a little bit less strict with our alignment and things, okay? Still important, but we're not trying to keep everything boxed and centered as much. Last one. All right. Okay. Bring that circle behind your back again. Your thumbs are pulling out on it, not like a ton, but just a little bit. We're going to soften the chin down to the chest, fold the ribs up, and we are going to do a fold forward, slowly, one bone at a time. And as you go down, you're gonna let your arms lift all the way up behind you, pulling the circle apart, looking back through the legs. Bend your knees if you need. And then bring the arms down as you exhale and roll the spine all the way back up, bone by bone. The head's the last one to come up. Make sure the shoulders stay relaxed. We'll do that twice more. Inhale here. Exhale, soften chin to chest. Round all the way down. How many of you wish that you were that paddler out there, if you saw him in the background? That looks amazing right now. The water's actually nice and glassy. Reach the arms all the way up. You're looking back through the legs, not down at the floor. And then lower the arms down to your back as you slowly restack the spine, scooping the belly one bone at a time. Arms are relaxed and down. Open the shoulders and the chest at the top. And here we go, one more time. Exhale, soften the chin to the chest, fold the ribs up in the front, fan them to the back, rolling it down, reaching the arms all the way up towards the ceiling or the sky behind you. And then exhale and roll all the way back up. One bone at a time. Good. All right. We're going to put the circle off to the side. We're going to do a little standing saw. We're going to open the legs nice and wide. This is kind of what I'm talking about. So we are much wider than your shoulders. Arms at your sides into a T. We're going to hinge forward, sticking the chest forward and the butt back, keeping a flat back. And now I want you to reach your right arm to the outside of your left leg and pull yourself around. And do let yourself pull on that leg, okay? So we're bringing ourselves into a twist. You should feel a strong stretch on the left hamstring, again, depending on kind of where your body's at. Lift back up into that tabletop position with the back, and then left arm reaches to the outside of the right leg. Your right arm is reaching up towards the ceiling. Make sure you flip your palm to face backwards, and then lift back into that tabletop, and then to the left. This is actually my favorite way to do saw, is standing as opposed to sitting. It's a little bit easier in some ways, but then also I feel that it's a little bit stronger for this stretch in the backs of the legs. So you decide which version you like. If you want to go even deeper into the stretch of the hamstrings, you can actually lift your toes off of the floor. Keep your heels down, keep the pads of your feet down, but lift the toes, okay? So that's just going to really pull sit bones and heels kind of apart, those 2 points. One more time. And now round forward, head goes down, arms go down, slowly roll it all the way back up. All right, we're gonna do one more thing standing, and that's a quad stretch. Very simple and traditional. I'm gonna turn my back to you. I want you to take your right foot, you're gonna send it behind you, and then you're going balance. You're gonna pick it up with your left hand. So typically we'll hold it with the same side arm. However, if you do it this way, you may have already heard me say this in another video. I learned this from a physical therapist. This will track a little bit more how the fibers are in the quad, and so it's gonna just stretch a little bit more. Given if you're not balancing on, sand, you're probably doing a lot better at home. Okay, and as you're in this stretch, think of pushing your hips forward, right? Pull the knee backwards. So it's strong. You want to make sure that you're getting a stretch though, because if you just kind of let the knee go forwards, then you're coming out of that stretch. So pull the abs in, lift the spine tall. Yes, I just fell out of that. Okay, I had to turn to face you guys. Let's go ahead and do the other foot, catch it with the opposite hand. And again, you're probably doing better than me at home, balance-wise. Okay, and again, pull the abdominal wall up and back. There is where we're gonna be able to increase the strength of, and the depth, of that stretch. Amazing. So quads is something that I don't stretch that often, but some people really have tight quads. So I wanted to kind of work on that today. On that note, let's go ahead and come down onto the mat on our knees, and we're going to continue with another quad stretch. Tuck your toes behind you, hips are lifted up. This is basically our thigh stretch. Reach your arms forward, thumbs are up. Lean back. Now, as you lean back, your glutes are strong and pressing the hips and pubic bone forward, and then lift up. And see, by popping into that after having done the one standing, if you can actually feel the stretch like right away or more, or maybe you even feel it less because you already stretched it out a little bit. I personally am finding that I feel it like even more. And we'll do that 4 more times. Careful that you're not back bending here. For this right now, we're literally just hinging back from the knees, so you're staying flat as a board, as a surfboard. And 2 more. You can do lots of dog watching here. If you like dogs. And 1 more. Good. Okay, now pick that circle up, hold onto it with your right hand. You're gonna take the right arm, plant the circle behind the right foot. We're pressing the hips forward, lift the left arm long by your ear, and now we're leaning back, all right? And we've got that circle to kind of support us. Keep your right arm straight. So I'm really having to press my hips forward. I'm still getting a stretch through the quads, but it's like a little mini back bend with the support of the circle. You can keep the circle back there. We don't have to come all the way up each time. A lift up and a lean back. So make sure the hips are pressing forward. Careful here also that that circle doesn't suddenly go this way, and like, that wouldn't be so nice on your elbow. All right, lean and reach. We're gonna go 1 more time. Lean and reach. So let's switch sides. Circle into the left hand, plant it right behind your left foot. And this will look different for everyone. The range of kind of lean that you have, as well as extension in the upper back. Okay, so just listen to your body. We'll go 1 more. Good. We're gonna go ahead and put that circle just off to the side. Let's bring your left foot forward. Keep your right knee onto the mat, and you can walk it back a little bit farther behind you. Come into this lunge and start by really leaning into this front leg and the front hip. Now, I personally find that this stretch is very interesting in the sense that it's super basic and it's great. It's a baseline stretch. but depending on where your body needs it, you're gonna feel it, and you could feel it in many different areas. So there's not like a right or wrong. It's just where your body needs it is where you're gonna feel it the most. Plant your right hand down onto the floor, reach your left arm up for the sky, and you're just taking a nice little twist into the spine here. We could obviously pick the right knee off of the floor, but I'm gonna keep it down. Okay, and we'll bring that left arm back down. And then let's lean back, sitting the hips back towards the right heel, straighten your left leg and pull your toes towards you. So we can get into that calf. If for any reason your toes feel cramped underneath you in the back, you can lie those down. And you can lean into this. You can lean flat back forward, you can round over, whichever you prefer. But note one thing, make sure that your left hip is not trying to squirrel around and forward, because that is skating away from the stretch. So pull it backwards, and you can even move the foot a little bit. Remember, movement is always going to help our bodies find more length and then keep that length the next time, as opposed to just a passive stretch, okay? So from here, let's go ahead and send the left foot behind us, bring the right foot forward, come forward into this lunge stretch. And again, I'm just kind of rocking forward a little bit in and out of that. It's tiny. I'm just choosing probably like a 2-inch forward and back. So you can do more if you want. Hands are down on the floor. And then plant the left hand onto the mat. Reach the right arm up towards the sky. Bring yourself into a little twist here. Nice big inhale. Exhale, face back down and forward, and then go ahead and sit it back onto your left heel, letting the right toes come up and pull towards you. Okay, and remember just to pull this right hip back. And again, you can just mobilize that foot a little bit. It's like you're pointing and flexing the foot. It's small. Again, I'm not changing my position, just pushing it forward and back a little bit. All right. Okay, I'm going to dust off my mat. All right, that's done. You're gonna come down onto your stomach, and you can either use just your hands for this, or you can employ the use of the circle. So I lack flexibility in this direction, therefore I'm gonna put both my feet inside the circle, and then I'm going to use my hands holding on to the other end of the circle, and I'm going to help lift my chest up. Now you can obviously hold on to the tips of your toes, and you're going to push your feet into your hands, help that lift your chest and lower down. Glutes are strong and turned on. Press your pubic bone into the floor as you lift up, and then lower down. 3 more like this. Lift up and down, and up and down. 1 more up, and all the way back down. You can take your feet out of the circle if you were like me and you were using it. We're going to turn over, facing forward. Legs are straight out in front of you. You're gonna take the circle, hook it underneath the pad of 1 foot. I'm gonna start with my right leg, and I'm going to bend the left knee and then just let it fall out to the side. So we're gonna work on a hip stretch in the left glute here, and then we're gonna work on a calf stretch in the right leg. So holding on to one end of that circle, lift the spine nice and tall. Take a big inhale here. And then whoops, with your exhale, you're gonna just round your spine over. I'm laughing because my circle slipped off of my sandy shoe. And then inhale, lift the spine nice and tall. And then exhale, those are the cutest Pomeranians ever. They're looking at me right now. And round over. Inhale, lift up. One little note, if you notice that with your knee out to the side, it's twisting you in your hips, then bring your foot a little bit lower down. You wanna stay square in your hips for this. That is actually important. 3 more, round over. Inhale, lift tall. Keep flexing the toes. Exhale, round over. Inhale, lift tall. 1 more, exhale, round over. Inhale, lift tall. Last little pull. If you want to, you can even rock back behind your sit bones and really pull those toes towards you. Good, and then go ahead and bend that knee, straighten the other leg, hook the circle behind the sole of the foot, and here we go, rounding over. Inhale, lift tall, and rounding over. Inhale, lift tall, and 3 more, rounding over with your breath. Inhale, lift tall, and rounding over. Inhale, lift tall. One more time, I think, rounding over. Inhale, lift tall. Go ahead and rock back behind those sit bones. Pull that leg up, really pull those toes towards you. And then you can bend the knee, take the circle out from underneath the sole of that foot. Put your circle to the side. We are going to lie it down onto our backs. We're gonna actually use our arms first, so keep your head, neck, and shoulders folded forward. You're gonna bring your hands behind your right calf. You can keep your left knee bent and your foot on the ground. You can lie it down also. If you lie it down, you'll get a stretch through that hip flexor and you'll really be encouraging length. But do what feels best for your body. We're gonna use our hands and gently pull the leg towards us, release. Pull towards you, release. Pull 6, release. And 5, release. And 4, release. And 3, release. 2, release. 1 more, bend the knee and switch legs. And here we go. Pull and release 8 times. Use your breath. Inhale, pull. Exhale, release. We go for 5. You can flex the foot and you'll get into the calf as well. 3, 2, 1. You're going to bend this left knee. Bend your right knee, cross your left ankle over your right thigh. You're in your figure 4 stretch. You can lay it down and rest your head and your neck. Lift your right leg up. Wrap your hands behind the thigh and you're just gently pulling that right thigh a little bit towards you and release. A little bit towards you and release. You can totally use a gentle press of your left elbow against the inside of your left thigh to help press that knee out just a little bit more, but never force it. Use your breath and we'll pull 3 and 2 and 1. Go ahead and switch. Right foot crosses over the left thigh, hands behind your left thigh, and pull and release. I don't know about you, but this is definitely an area where I feel often tight and it's a good place to stretch on a regular basis, daily basis. Pull and release 3 and 2 and 1. All right, bend both knees, hands behind your thighs, gently rock yourself up to seated. Sit nice and tall. Bring the soles of your feet together. Your knees are splayed wide. You're sitting in like a butterfly position. And the goal is to try and pull those feet close in towards you, all right, but keeping the knees falling out. So the farther you come close to you, if those knees are like going up, find where your knees can really comfortably fall. You can stay seated on top of your sit bones and you're just gonna gently work with that. And so we're gonna like let the knees kind of, I don't wanna say flop, but like fall open and then release a little bit from that. And when I say release, I almost want you to just release the outward press because I don't want you to lift up and come to contracting the adductors. Use your hands on the fronts of your ankles to help pull you forward. That will also increase the stretch through the adductors, your inner thighs. And we're gonna go for 5 little pulls. 4, 3, 2, 1, and round all the way over yourself here. As far as you can go. I can't go very far. I'm always jealous of the dancers who can fold over themselves here. Okay. And since we're kind of on this note, we're gonna go ahead and straddle our legs nice and wide, wider than the mat. Use your fingertips and just walk yourself forward, rounding over those legs. And then exhale, drag your fingers back and rolling back out, pushing the fingers forward, dragging the fingers back. One more time, rounding over, folding over, and lifting up. And now we're going to side bend to one leg. I'm going over to the left if you want to go with me. Keep your right hip grounded on the floor. Lift all the way back. Slide and side bend over towards the right leg. Left hip is grounded on the floor. And lift up through center. We're going to go twice more to each side. So I'm really side bending, even though it's kind of forward at an angle. I'm not rounding over the legs. So side bend and lift. One more time, side bend and lift. All right, go ahead and bend your knees. I like to pull my knees in towards me with my hands because then I feel all stretched out. We're gonna do a little rolling like a ball, and I'm laughing at myself for choosing that because I don't know how I'm gonna roll on an incline, but it's just nice to massage the spine. So go ahead and bring the knees in tight towards the chest. Keep your gaze right at your inner thighs. Don't toss the head back as you roll back to shoulder blades and roll back up, balancing, trying keeping the feet off the floor the whole time. Let's see if you can go for 6 rolls at least. I've done almost that. I'm gonna go 3 more with you. And 2. And 1 more. Plant your feet on the mat in front of you. If you are able with no momentum to come onto your feet and stand up, good job. I am not there yet without momentum, so I'm going to use my hands behind me. Nice and tight like this. Plant your hands or fingers on the floor and fold over as you straighten your legs. So you're looking back through your legs, you're folded over, legs are straight. And now from here, we're slowly going to roll it up to standing. Reach your arms all the way up overhead. Arms back down by your sides. We're going to fold over again. Reach all the way down to touch your toes. And now you're going to bend your right knee, plant your right hand on the floor, reach your left arm up for the sky. Nice little twist. Good stretch through the side of the leg. I wanted to say the name of the ligament and I forgot. Okay. I personally feel it through my TFL a little bit and my IT band. Okay. And switch sides. That wasn't clear. And one more time, switch sides. Make sure you're bending the back knee where the hand is down, and that will just facilitate that twist. And then we're gonna slowly roll up, nice and centered. Let those arms dangle, shoulders are soft. Head's the last one to come up, and you guys are all done for this little sunset stretch session. Thanks guys, I'll see you later, bye. Thanks for moving with me, you guys. If you liked this workout, give it a thumbs up as that helps out the channel, and don't forget to subscribe so you get a notification each time I upload a new video. If you're interested in more full-length workouts or live classes each week, come over to my website at goneadventuring.com. Join us. Let's do this together from home at any time, from anywhere. I'll see you soon. Bye.